Life is full of moments that test our patience and resilience. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where everything seems impossible, where the burdens feel too heavy, and where our hearts are overwhelmed with worry. It is in these moments that the reminder to rely on Allah becomes most essential. Allah is the one who holds the universe, who controls every detail, and who knows what is hidden in our hearts. He is capable of changing circumstances in ways we cannot even imagine. The one who places their trust in Him is never truly alone, even when the world feels cold or indifferent. Relying on Allah begins with recognizing His power and wisdom. It is not just a statement we say with our lips, but a conviction we hold in our hearts. When a person truly believes that Allah is capable of changing everything, it transforms how they approach difficulties. Trials that once seemed insurmountable become moments of patience and growth. The heart becomes anchored, knowing that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn is always under Allah's control. This is not wishful thinking, it is a deep understanding of divine wisdom and mercy. Sometimes people wait for change to happen through their own efforts alone, forgetting that Allah can intervene at any moment. They become exhausted from striving, frustrated by delays, and disappointed by setbacks. Yet, Allah's decree can alter everything overnight. A door that has been closed for years can suddenly open. A heart that has been heavy can feel light. A situation that seemed hopeless can turn into a source of immense joy and relief. The one who trusts in Allah continues to strive, but does so with the understanding that outcomes are ultimately in His hands. It is important to remember that relying on Allah does not mean we remain passive. Effort and trust go hand in hand. We act and plan, but we place our reliance on Him. We submit to His will while knowing that His knowledge surpasses ours. There is a certain serenity that comes from understanding this balance. The heart that relies on Allah experiences calmness, even in the midst of chaos, because it knows that nothing is beyond His control. He is capable of changing hearts, situations, and destinies in a moment. The story of people who have experienced divine intervention illustrates this truth. Many have faced hardships that seemed endless, only to witness a sudden and remarkable change. Sometimes it comes as a new opportunity, sometimes as guidance at the right moment, and sometimes as relief from burdens they had carried for years. Allah's timing is perfect, and His wisdom is beyond our comprehension. What may seem delayed to us is never delayed in His knowledge. What may appear impossible is always possible with Him. The ability to rely on Allah requires patience and sincerity. It requires the heart to turn to Him with humility and trust, even when the mind questions or doubts. It is natural to feel anxious about difficulties, but the one who places their heart in Allah's care experiences peace that surpasses understanding. This peace is not superficial. It penetrates deeply, calming anxieties and restoring hope. Every trial is a test, and reliance on Allah is the key to navigating life with faith and resilience. In reliance on Allah, one also learns gratitude. The changes He brings, whether small or great, remind us of His mercy and power. Sometimes change is instantaneous and we witness an immediate transformation. Other times the change is gradual, allowing the heart to develop patience and appreciation. In every scenario, reliance on Allah strengthens faith. It reminds us that He is the ultimate provider, the ultimate protector, and the ultimate guide. When the heart surrenders to Him, it finds freedom from worry, anxiety, and despair. Relying on Allah also teaches humility. It reminds us that we are not in control of everything, that there are forces beyond our understanding, and that our knowledge is limited. In realizing our limitations, we turn to Him for guidance and support. We recognize that while effort is necessary, success and outcomes are determined by His will. The humility that comes from reliance allows the heart to accept divine wisdom, even when it is difficult to understand. It fosters patience, resilience, and trust in the face of uncertainty. Each moment of reliance strengthens the soul. The act of turning to Allah, seeking His help and trusting His plan, builds character and fortifies faith. It nurtures the heart to be content with what comes, while still striving for what is good and beneficial. Relying on Allah is not a sign of weakness, it is a manifestation of strength, understanding, and connection to the one who is most powerful. The heart that places its trust in Him finds stability, clarity, and hope, no matter the circumstances. Even in times of deep sorrow, reliance on Allah provides light. When one experiences loss, disappointment, or confusion, the heart that trusts Allah knows that He can bring change in unexpected ways. He can replace sadness with joy, hardship with ease, and despair with hope. The power of divine intervention is not limited by human imagination. Allah can in a single moment transform situations and change the course of a person's life. This truth encourages perseverance, faith, and reliance even when life seems overwhelming. As we continue to reflect, it is important to understand that reliance on Allah brings clarity to the heart. When a person surrenders their worries, plans, and desires to Him, they begin to see life with a new perspective. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable now take on meaning, and the challenges become opportunities for growth. The heart that relies on Allah is never lost. Even in moments of confusion and despair, there is a light that guides from within. This light is the reassurance that Allah is aware of every situation, that He is the controller of all affairs, and that He can bring about change in ways we may not expect. Many times people feel overwhelmed because they try to manage everything on their own. They carry burdens that are too heavy. They plan for outcomes that are uncertain, and they worry about things beyond their control. But Allah reminds us that no one is in control except Him. When we place our trust in Him, we lighten the heart and find relief. Reliance is an act of faith, a recognition that while we do our part, the results are in the hands of Allah. This understanding is both freeing and comforting. It allows the soul to breathe, to find peace, and to be patient in the face of uncertainty. The power of Allah to change everything overnight is a reality that is demonstrated repeatedly in life. A situation that has caused stress and anxiety for years can suddenly shift. A door that was closed for months may open without warning. A heart burdened with worry can find peace in a single moment of divine intervention. This is a mercy from Allah, a reminder that His timing is perfect and that He sees what we do not. Trusting Him means believing in this ability even when there is no visible sign of change. It is in this trust that patience is strengthened and hope is renewed. Relying on Allah also shapes our character. When the heart depends on Him, it becomes humble, grateful, and conscious of the blessings that are often overlooked. Gratitude grows naturally when one recognizes that every success, every relief, and every positive outcome is from Allah alone. The soul becomes content even when circumstances are not ideal, because it understands that Allah's plan is perfect. This contentment is not passive, it inspires action guided by faith, patience, and wisdom. The believer continues to strive, but with a heart anchored in trust and a mind that is calm, knowing that ultimate control belongs to Allah. In addition, reliance on Allah teaches resilience. Life is full of trials, disappointments, and tests. A person may face failure, rejection, or hardship, and it is in these moments that reliance becomes most meaningful. By placing trust in Allah, the heart finds strength to endure. The difficulties do not disappear, but the perspective changes. The believer learns that these trials are temporary and that Allah can transform them into blessings. Patience becomes easier, anxiety diminishes, and hope grows stronger. This is the transformative power of divine reliance. Moreover, reliance on Allah is not limited to moments of despair. It is equally important in times of ease and success. The believer recognizes that all good things, all achievements, and all opportunities are blessings from Allah. Trusting Him ensures that gratitude is maintained, pride is tempered, and humility is nurtured. The awareness that every outcome, whether good or challenging, is under Allah's control fosters a balanced heart. It prevents arrogance and cultivates contentment, knowing that everything happens according to divine wisdom. One of the most beautiful aspects of relying on Allah is the peace it brings to the heart. When worries are placed in His hands, the mind finds calmness and the soul feels secure. There is a tranquility that cannot be found through material means or human effort alone. The believer experiences a deep sense of assurance, knowing that Allah is fully aware of every need, every fear, and every hope. This peace strengthens faith and allows the heart to face life with courage, patience, and trust. The believer also learns that change is always possible with Allah. No matter how dire a situation may seem, no matter how hopeless it may appear, Allah has the power to transform it. He can bring relief overnight, He can open doors that were closed for years, and He can turn trials into opportunities for growth. This understanding encourages perseverance and hope. It reminds the heart that nothing is permanent except Allah's guidance, and that reliance on Him can create miracles in one's life at any moment. Finally, reliance on Allah is a journey of the heart. It requires sincerity, patience, and trust. It requires turning to Him in prayer, reflection, and remembrance, seeking His help in all matters. The believer learns that true strength comes not from controlling every situation, but from surrendering to the One who controls everything. By trusting Allah, the heart becomes resilient, the soul becomes peaceful, and life becomes purposeful. Even in the darkest of nights, there is hope. Even in the heaviest of trials, there is relief. Allah's power to change everything overnight is real, and the one who relies on Him will never be disappointed. This reliance transforms life completely. It teaches patience in difficulty, gratitude in blessing, humility in achievement, and peace in anxiety. It allows the believer to move through life with faith, hope, and confidence, knowing that Allah is capable of anything. He can change situations, hearts, and outcomes in ways beyond imagination. The believer's journey becomes one of trust, surrender, and unwavering hope, understanding that Allah's mercy and power are limitless. And so, no matter what challenges you face, remember to rely on Allah. Place your trust in Him fully, knowing that He can change everything overnight. Let your heart find peace in His guidance. Let your soul find comfort in His wisdom. And let your life be transformed by His mercy. Every difficulty has the potential to become a blessing. Every trial an opportunity for growth. And every moment a chance to draw closer to Him. Rely on Allah, for He is the one who can change everything, and He is the one who will never abandon those who trust Him.